Hi guys, welcome back to Make Me Up on Beauty Base. I'm Hollie Wakeham and today I'm going to show you how to create this gorgeous smoky eye worn by Demi Lovato in her Heart Attack music video. Okay, so to prime Alana's skin, I've used the Bright Here, Bright Now by Soap & Glory. This is going to give a really nice illuminated look to the skin and make sure it's nice and nourished for the makeup to go on top of. We're going to start with the eyes first, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes pencil. We're going to do the eyes first because with Demi's eyes it was very, very dark, so we don't want any fallout to disrupt any of the foundation. So it's a good trick to do the eyes first if it's quite a bold look. We're just going to line the water rims with the black eyeliner, so it's nice and dark. This is a good trick to get in the tops of the waterline, just to close your eye and run the pencil backwards and forwards. Then we're going to use the NYX Jumbo Pencil, and this is in Black Bean, and we're going to use a little pencil brush to smudge this out because Demi's eyes were really, really dark and inky. So to make the eyeshadow, one, stay on better, and two, look really, really intense, we're going to apply this pencil first. So we're just going to run this along the eyelid. You don't have to be too perfect with this because we are going to blend it out and smudge it in. And we're also going to use the eye, or the bottom part of the eye, to draw up to give that real cat flick look. So we're also going to run this quite low down on the bottom line of the eye as well because the black came quite far down. And we'll go right in the middle there. Then using this little pencil brush, we're just going to blend quite roughly, you don't have to be perfect. So then over the top of that, we're going to use a matte black eyeshadow. This is one by MAC. I think it's Carbon, which is really dark and inky. And we're going to apply this again with our little pencil brush over the top of that pencil we put on before. And you want to use like a dabbing and patting motion to really push that product in. You'll find this makes the eyeshadows look really intense. And you don't have to worry about being too careful with this because we've not done any foundation yet. So if any falls down, you can just wipe it away with a makeup remover wipe. You also want to pop this underneath as well, really pushing that into that pencil that we put on before. I'm then going to use this small, clean, fluffy brush to really blend this out so the line just vanishes up into the brow bone. You want to make sure there's no harsh lines or edges so you really get that gorgeous smokiness. And you can kind of follow the indent of your eye socket as well. Then I'm just going to take another clean fluffy brush. It's really good to have lots of clean fluffy brushes at hand when doing a smoky eye because then you can really fade out that top bit. And then you just want to blend this line under here down as well. Don't worry if it looks really messy like this because we're going to use some concealer and some makeup wipes to really clean that line. So for Demi's eye look, it wasn't just black, there was almost like a two-tone of a greeny blue. So I'm going to use this beautiful green shimmery colour. This is almost like a two-tone, so it's going to give a beautiful illuminated smoky eye. And then we're just going to run this under the eye. And can you see how it looks like you've done loads of work with just using one eyeshadow because of the two-tone? Then again, using your clean fluffy brush, you can just blend that out. And then you just want to repeat those same steps on the other eye. So once you've done all the dark eyeshadow work, we're going to go in with this warm light brown colour. This is Cork by MAC, and this makes a great transition colour. So a great little trick is if you're doing any dark smoky eye, to pop this in the socket, and this will blend from the very dark colour into the brow colour. So it really just helps to really pull that smoky eye in and just blend everything and soften it. So Alana's got really thick, long, curly lashes, so she's really lucky. All we need to do is apply lots of coats of mascara. This one is the Backlash by 17. So we just want to add lots and lots of layers of this, and I'm using a nice fat brush to get loads of volume. So you really want to wiggle that brush into the lashes, and once that coat's dry, you can go back over to create lots of volume and fullness. Then you just want to apply that to the bottom lashes as well. Make sure you get lots of coats on because you're really gritty and grungy. This look really is all about the eyes. So once all the eye makeup's done, we're going to take a clean makeup remover wipe and just pop your little finger through like this, so it's kind of like a little pointer. And then we're just going to clean up any fallout that we've got. For foundation, I'm going to use MAC Face and Body. So I'm just going to apply this on the back of my hand. And then using this buffing foundation brush, we're just going to work this into the skin. So because the eyes are quite heavy, we want quite a nice cover foundation. We don't want anything too cakey. So we're going to apply this and then just target any areas that we need extra cover up with a nice concealer. So now we're going to apply our concealer, and you want to pop this under the eye area. So I'm just going to pop some of this on the back of my hand. This is the MAC Prolongwear Concealer. So this is quite a full coverage, but it's also going to last all night. So if you're out partying, then you know it's not going to melt away off your face. So I'm also going to take this on the back of my hand with a beauty blender, and we're just going to apply this under the eye, which is going to really just clean that line up and take away any dark circles. And then you can just bounce this lightly over any areas you may want a little bit more coverage, like around the nostrils, on the chin and on the forehead. This is where, as women, we get quite red due to hormones. So now you've done all the foundation and concealer, we're going to set that with a powder. You always want to use a powder when setting any creams or liquids so that your makeup's going to last all night or all day. It's also going to eliminate any shine. So this one's by Illamasqua. And I'm going to use a large fluffy brush, just tap that in lightly. And then we're just going to push that into the skin. You don't want to be wiping or blending because you don't want to disrupt any of the product. So if you just use like a powdering tapping motion, you can really push that powder in. So next we're going to use a little bit of bronzer. Demi's makeup didn't really have much of a blush because it was solely about the eyes. But just to add a little bit of definition and warmth to the skin, we're going to use Smashbox. And this is in Suntan Matte. Okay, so we're going to swirl the brush around in the product and then just using the back of our hand just to eliminate any excess. We don't want to go too harsh with this. It's better to build this up. And what you can do is take it sort of in an E shape. So you want to go along the temples and then bring it down to chisel the cheeks slightly. And then along the jawline. So this is going to really slenderise the face as well. So I'm going to use a little spoolie brush just to go through the brows with. So we're just going to look at our model's shape of the brows to see what we're going to work with here. And if you take your guide from the side of the nostril part here, you'll see that the brows are just finishing a little too short. So what that's going to do is make the forehead appear a lot wider. So if we just bring that in slightly, it will help to slenderise the nose. So take some powder on our brush. So this is just some eyebrow powder by HD Brows, and you want to take that to about there, and then we can just go from the corner of the nose to the corner of the eye, and that's where the brow should end. Okay, then taking our brush, we're just going to lightly fill in those areas. Then I'm going to use a brow pencil. This one's a Deborah Milano one, so it's just a twist up. And we're just going to mimic tiny little hairs, just so it naturally looks like the brow comes further towards the nose. And then you can just rub away those little markers that we put in there. So I'm just going to set that now with a brow gel. This one's by Makeup Forever, and this is just going to hold all the brows in place, and it will help the product on the brows last a little longer as well. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. For the lip colour, I'm going to use Too Faced lipstick in the colour Naked Dolly, and I'm going to apply this with a lip brush. So we don't want the lips to be too pronounced. We're just going to put a nice nude wash over them. If you had quite thin lips, you could use a lip liner to start with. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. Stay tuned next week when I'm going to be showing you how to create a Daisy Lowe inspired makeup tutorial. And don't forget you can subscribe, comment and like this video. So I'll see you next week. Bye!